This video is kindly sponsored by my friends at Squarespace. Look at that. They soak up so much flavour. I think it's my favourite restaurant that I have ever been to. Really excited to get into bed and read my book. Hello and welcome back to another video. This week my mum is visiting and staying with us, and tonight we are starting her trip off in good fashion because we're going to drive down to Byron Bay to go to, honestly, I think it's my favorite restaurant that I have ever been to. It's called No Bones and it's a fully vegan restaurant, and everything that I've ever had there has been absolutely incredible. So if you ever visit Byron Bay, or if you ever even visit the Gold Coast and have the ability to go to Byron Bay for a day trip, I highly recommend. It's just like seriously the best, and I'm really excited to head down there for dinner tonight with my mum and my boyfriend, and then I'm just going to bring you along for another few days, show you what I'm eating, what we're doing, and all of that good stuff. A little bit of a combo of a vlog and a what I'm eating and cooking kind of video. So I hope you enjoy, but let's hit the road and head down to Byron Bay. The drive down to No Bones is genuinely always worth it, and it was such a nice evening for a gorgeous vegan dinner tonight. I started by having one of these lychee coconut martinis. I think that's what it was. It was absolutely delicious, and I'm not a massive coconut girly, but yeah, this cocktail is really good. We ended up ordering a bunch of stuff to share, so we got some of the garlic bread as well as the vegan calamari and some roasted potatoes. We also then got some of this peanut hummus with some Brussels and some broccolini, and these were absolutely delicious. Personally, I don't partake in the calamari because I'm really not into any kind of mock meat kind of products, but my mum and my boyfriend really enjoyed it. And then we got some of this pumpkin tortellini, which we all thought was the best thing that we ate that night, and we topped it off with dessert. We got this Ferrero Rocher inspired dessert, as well as this pistachio vanilla sponge cake with some passion fruit sorbet. Ridiculously good. From going to the Asian grocer, and I feel like usually my boyfriend and I go like maybe once a month to once every 2 weeks to pick up some of our favorite things, and these are some products that I talk about quite regularly in like my food videos, and so I thought I would quickly show you what we got. We got some fried puffed tofu. Now we usually get a few of these, but this was actually the last packet, so only one today. But we love having these in our noodle soups because they soak up so much flavor when you have them in a broth. So if you've never tried these, I highly recommend. And then we also got a couple of packets of these dried bean curd sticks. These, you might have heard me talk about them because we've been having them in noodle soups as well recently, and I have seen so many recipes online of different ways that you can cook with bean curd that I really want to try. But the way that we do it is we soak it in a broth and then we fry it up for a little bit and serve it with our noodle soup, and it's really good. So again, another recommendation. And then I guess this would be more of my boyfriend's recommendation because he's obsessed with these noodles in particular. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but my boyfriend is like a massive foodie and he loves to cook as well, and he goes through phases with really trying to perfect like one particular kind of recipe that he's working on. And lately he's been really trying to work on like the perfect noodle stir fry with the perfect balance of flavors, and he seems to be getting there because I feel like every time he makes it he's like, oh my god, this is the best one that I've ever made. Anyway, the secret apparently is also in these noodles, which have been perfect. So that is another recommendation, but definitely his recommendation. We also went to the health food store today because Loco Love, which I mean, I feel like it's so obvious at this point, but they are my favorite chocolate. They're so good, and they've just released a couple of new flavors that I'm really keen to try, which are maple macadamia caramel, and it's like I think it's called pistachio milk praline. I really have been wanting to try them, and my health food store said, oh, we might have some in on Wednesday, so we went in today. But apparently they've all already sold out, and I'm gonna have to go back next week to try them. If you've tried them, because I know a lot of you love Loco Love as much as I do, if you've tried them, please let me know what you think. I'm hoping by the time that you're seeing this video that I have tried them, because I'm so excited, but they're just so crazy good. I don't know how they make such a beautiful chocolate in like so many different flavors. That is literally the best chocolate I've ever eaten, and also vegan, gluten-free, and refined sugar-free. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now, and hopefully I'll get my hands on a couple of those new flavors to try next week. So noodle soup is on the menu tonight, which this has just kind of become my specialty now, and whenever I'm cooking for anyone that I love, this is kind of like my go-to meal. It's hearty and it's delicious and it's nourishing, and it's just a wonderful, warming, tasty bowl of noodle soup. Like, what more could a girl ask for? As you may know by now, I tend to mix up the toppings, but my go-to broth is a creamy miso broth, and so that's exactly what I've done tonight. And then for the toppings, I've gone with some broccoli, corn, and spring onion, as well as that delicious puff tofu that we got from the Asian grocer earlier today. I'm also going to sprinkle some fried shallots on top, and it definitely makes for a delicious end to the day. Good morning. It has been a beautiful start to the day, and Mum and I are about to head out and enjoy the rest of the day. Before we do, I want to say a big thank you to my friends at Squarespace for very kindly sponsoring this video. If you're ever looking to host or design your own website, Squarespace is 100% the platform to be using. It is the all-in-one platform that allows you to grow and market your business, and it's designed to be able to support such a wide range of businesses with whatever they are wanting to present on their website. Whether you're looking to sell products and services, or share blog posts, or perhaps you want an easy and seamless way for your clients to be able to book appointments with you, Squarespace has such a wide range of options so that you can get what you want out of having a website. I've personally been a paying customer of Squarespace for over 5 years, and I absolutely love it. So it's definitely a platform that I do recommend if you're looking to host or design your own website. And if you are looking to host or design your own website, you can go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/AmandaDux, and you can use my code, which is AmandaDux. It will get you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. My mum and I love going op shopping together, and typically we go when I'm visiting her in Melbourne, and she takes me to all of her favorite spots, but this time we had a bit of a role reversal. So I took her to my two favorite op shops here on the Gold Coast. At the first one, I really didn't have much luck. I usually have a lot of luck here, but I felt like things I tried on just absolutely were not working for me. But I did manage to find a couple of little homewares, which I've been looking for silver kind of food styling things like this. And then we went to my next favorite op shop, and we had so many things to try on here. Sometimes I guess you just kind of have those days when you're op shopping where you find so many things that you do want to try on, and you're bound to find a couple of pieces that you really love. That was definitely the case this day. I tried on a whole lot of things, but I didn't end up finding a whole lot that I absolutely loved, although spoiler alert, I did get this brown dress because I absolutely loved it. After some op shopping, we went for lunch at Greenhouse, which is my favorite spot on the Gold Coast. Got ourselves some homemade sodas as well as some cauliflower wings. These cauliflower wings were on the menu when I first moved to the Gold Coast 8 years ago now, and we also had some zucchini flowers as well as some Korean rice cakes and some kale Caesar salad. And when I'm talking about those cauliflower wings being on the menu for so long, that's because they can't get rid of them because they're so ridiculously good. I order them almost every single time that I go to Greenhouse, and this was a lovely lunch with my mum. So we're home from a lovely day, and I just wanted to quickly show you what I ended up getting from the op shop today. I really entered my op shop era like a year ago, and I've not looked back. It's not an era, it's just my life now. I love going op shopping. It's so fun to find different things and really have to have something fit you in your size and it be like the thing that you're meant to find, if that makes sense. And as well as that's obviously a more sustainable and affordable way to shop, which are things that I definitely do want to be doing. So this is your reminder. I think I say this every time that I show you what I get from the op shop, but this is your reminder. If you haven't explored op shopping as a hobby, it's really fun, and yeah, it's a more sustainable way to shop. So I guess the most fun piece that I got today is this long sleeved green top, and it's got this like floral kind of print on it. And honestly, I wasn't 100% on this top, but I was like 90%, and I just felt like it was so fun and a bit different that it's not something that I'm gonna find, you know, ever again probably. So I thought that I would get it. It was $10, and yeah, honestly, the more I look at the print, the more I really love it. I think it's just about figuring out what I'm gonna wear with it. That's the main thing, but that's the first thing that I got. I also picked up this brown and white striped baggy t-shirt. Honestly, I just like to wear baggy t-shirts when I work out and when I'm walking or anything like that. So that is why I decided to get that. Also, brown is definitely one of my colors that I like to wear, and I feel like I look nice in, so always down for a brown baggy tee. And then speaking of brown, I also picked up a dress. If you've watched any of my op shop hauls before, or if you just watch my YouTube videos, you may know that I don't really wear a lot of dresses. It's just something where I feel more comfortable and myself when I'm wearing like shorts and pants and things like that. And yeah, I don't know, a lot of dresses just feel so feminine that I don't feel super myself in them. I can't really describe it in any way other than that. However, I like dresses for the comfort, and I really want to start finding dresses that I feel comfortable in and I feel good in, and I actually have been doing pretty well with that. I've been getting some hand-me-downs from my friends as well recently that I really love. Anyway, I ended up finding this dress today, which is a brown mini dress. It has those kind of sleeves, buttons down the front, and it's really cute. I felt really good in it, and I feel like it's a nice, you know, solid color, not patterned and things like that. And so I really hope that I'm gonna love that. I mean, I've tried it on with a couple of my different pairs of shoes and I really like how it looks. So that one was definitely probably my big win of the day. These definitely need an iron, but I ended up just picking up these long pants. I just love like a linen look pant like this. I live in them all year round because it doesn't get cold enough during the winter for it to be too cold to wear a pant like this, and at the same time they're still perfect in the summertime. These ones in particular I just thought would be a good one to wear over my swimmers because I really liked the length, I really liked the texture of them, and yeah, I ended up getting those $6 as well, I think, or maybe even $5. So good. And then this jacket I actually picked up for my boyfriend. He prefers op shopping and secondhand clothes as well, and I found this denim jacket today which is in such good condition, and my boyfriend was needing a new denim jacket. And so I sent him a message and I was like, I think that I should get this for you. And he said yes, that he loved it. So that is a win as well. And that is all that's in my haul today. That's definitely a small op shop haul in comparison to how I usually do, but that's just the way that it is with op shopping, I suppose. Some days I feel like I try on so many things and I have so much success, and then other days I feel like I try on so many things and I don't have as much success. And today was one of those days, but I'm really happy with every single thing that I got. So that's definitely the main thing. Good morning. I just dropped my mum off to the airport. I honestly am so sad to see her go home. It's been so lovely to spend quality time together over the past few days. I'm really grateful she took the time to visit, and it's always so nice being able to show my loved ones around my home. It's a beautiful morning this morning. Honestly, the weather has just been so perfect lately. I've been absolutely loving it, and yeah, I decided I'm going to take myself for a nice morning walk before I get into the rest of my day, because there's just nothing like walking by the ocean, you know? I've got my new No Bones hat, which my mum kindly got for me when we were at No Bones for dinner the other night, and I absolutely love it. I used to hate wearing caps so much, and I just started to get over that because I knew I needed them for sun protection, and ever since I just started wearing them, I'm like, wow, I actually love caps so much, and now I'm starting to accumulate a few that I really enjoy wearing, and it's like a part of getting ready for my morning walk, you know? Anyway, let's get out the car so we can get walking. I've really been leaning into simple lunches lately, and especially when I'm cooking for myself, I feel like I like to keep it as simple as possible. So today I started by cutting up some tempeh as well as some broccoli, and then into a frying pan I added in some oil, followed by the tempeh and the broccoli, and I began frying that up just with a little bit of salt. Then into a little bowl I added in some soy sauce as well as some sweet soy sauce, some sesame oil and some rice wine vinegar, some spring onion and some minced garlic, and then I mixed this all together. Once the broccoli and the tempeh had fried up nicely, I added in some cooked noodles as well as that sauce, and I continued frying it all up for a few minutes. Then I transferred it into a bowl, and of course I had to top it with some fried shallots, which I just love having on noodles whenever I have them. And this was my super simple lunch that I enjoyed very much so. I have been really getting back into baking lately, and I'm in the mood to do some baking this evening, so that's what I'm gonna do. And honestly, even though I love cooking, I love making savory food and coming up with recipes and all of that, baking is like something that I've actually loved my entire life, whereas cooking is something that I really only over the past 8 or so years have sort of become so invested in and into, which is really funny. Like when I think about doing food technology at high school, I did it in year 12 and I almost failed food tech. And sometimes I think about that and I'm like, I wish my teacher who almost failed me in food tech could see me now, and the fact that cooking is like a major part of my career and what I absolutely love to do and have passion for. Anyway, with all that being said, baking is something I've always loved. I remember doing it so much with my mum when I was younger, and it's something that I really enjoyed as I was growing up. I don't do it as much now because I feel like I cook so much for work that sometimes at the end of the day I don't feel like just baking something to relax. But recently I've been so reminded how nice it is to put some music on or a TV show on in the background and bake something that I'm going to be able to enjoy throughout the week. And actually I'm so curious because I know that a lot of you love to cook, and like I said, for me it's something that really has come to me over the past maybe decade. But when I first became vegan, I definitely didn't know how to cook especially like I do now, and I feel like I continue to learn. But I'm so curious, to those of you who do love to cook now, is it something that you've always loved and that you grew up doing, or is it something that you sort of discovered a love for and you've learnt how to cook in certain ways and things like that? I honestly just love hearing people's journeys with creativity, and I believe that cooking and baking and everything like that is creative. And so yeah, anyway, feel free to let me know. I am gonna get into doing some baking. I have some Biscoff in the pantry, and even though Biscoff seems to be this like vegan staple that so many people love, I've only recently discovered that I actually like it. My friend Stacey Lee got me onto the fact that it is actually really delicious, and so I have a recipe on my website for some tahini brownies, and I think what I'm gonna do is make those, but I'm gonna sub the tahini for some Biscoff, and hopefully it'll work out well. I have done the tahini brownies with like peanut butter and things like that instead of the tahini before, and it's worked well, so I'm optimistic that the Biscoff is gonna work out. I'm being really impatient here with my own recipe because my recipe says to wait until they cool down, but I've let them cool down for a little bit. I'm just gonna see how I go cutting these because I feel like a bite of delicious warm Biscoff brownie. These look really good. I'm so excited. They look super fudgy. Look at that. And I can like smell the Biscoff in them. So let's see how they taste. That is absolutely delicious. There's something just so satisfying to me when I modify a recipe and it turns out so well. Like, I love my tahini brownies so much, but these might be even better than my tahini brownies. So I'll leave all the modifications that I did to the recipe down in the description box in case you want to try making them at home. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned this in a different vlog, but I'm back into my reading. This book has been so good for me getting back into reading because I've been really trying to ditch the screens in bed, like whether that's watching something on my laptop or like scrolling on my phone before I go to sleep. It was such a bad habit that I was in, and honestly sometimes I'm still in, but this book has got me back into like looking forward to getting into bed and reading before I go to sleep, and I just feel so happy about it. I'm about halfway through and I'm just so keen to know where the story's going, and this is actually so good for me because I used to be one of those people, honestly, like when I was in my early 20s, where I would watch a show like The Bachelor, for example, and I would literally look up who was going to win The Bachelor because I just like needed to know. But then obviously it does ruin the experience in some capacity of watching the show, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I had to get myself out of that habit a long time ago, but I feel like that's one of the reasons why I struggled with reading so much, because it's definitely like a slower pace, especially at the pace that I read, and I just want to know what happens so badly. But it's been really good in the sense that I'm really excited to get into bed and read my book, and it's definitely a nicer way for me to be falling asleep at night. So this is actually my third Emily Henry book that I've read in my life, but I really haven't read a book properly in a couple of years, and this is really getting me back into it, so I'm feeling really happy about it. Anyway, that's my plan for this evening. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this few days in my life and seeing some of the yum food that I got to enjoy. And yeah, I'll see you next week in next week's video. Bye!